don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So while Bentley is out taking Ian for his WALK, I thought I'd quickly jump onto my work desk and make a start on producing the second part of the Steampunk Traveller's Notebook that I started on Tuesday. So this is part 2. So this kind of has evolved a little bit from where it was on Tuesday, and what I originally wanted to do has changed just a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll turn over to my overhead camera and I will show you exactly or try to explain what my original thought was and what it turned into, because it's turned into something completely different, as these things do. Anyway, let's get cracking. Okay, so this was the journal that I created on Thursday with that fabulous kind of steampunky interior and the Traveller's Notebook elastic. Now, like I said on Tuesday, I should have really reinforced the bottoms, but it's not too much of an issue. So without further ado, let's get started on the actual interior pieces for the journal. So let me just pop that to one side. Now, because I didn't reinforce the edges of the book, then I'm going to need to create some kind of card or a fold that's going to be stiff enough to hold the papers. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of Tim Holtz 12x12 and I've cut it at 9 inches. What I need to do is I need to reinforce that bottom, and I'm going to do that by using the piece that I cut off from there. Now, I know people are going to say, well, why didn't you just fold it over? Well, the reason being is because that bit then would be upside down, and I didn't want that. That's the way I wanted it to be, so that when it's folded, it reads the right way, and when it's open, it reads the right way. If I'd just folded it as it was, like that, then turned it over, it would have been upside down. That's my kind of thinking behind it. So what I want to do is I'm just going to grab some double-sided tape. So this is the red liner tape, which is fairly strong, and I'm going to just put some right the way along the bottom edge. Make sure it is the bottom edge. That'd have been funny if I'd have put it the wrong way up. Oh, would have been hilarious. Not. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that off there. Right, so before I do anything else, that's going to be the centre fold, or should be the centre fold. I've not quite got it right. There we go. That will now be the centre fold, but I want to just snip off a little bit so it falls within. So only taking off 1/8 of an inch or whatever's. Oh, right. I've just got to answer my telephone because Mum and Dad are ringing. Back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Right. Yeah, sorry about that. That was Dad just ringing to let me know that their next door neighbour has caught COVID, and Dad was round there yesterday, helping out a little bit. So he was a little bit worried. But like I said, he's had both his jabs, so he should be okay. Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so where was I? I was sticking this down, wasn't I? So I've got the tape on the bottom there, so I just need to add a little bit of tape just up the side here, like so, and I'll just snip that off. And then up the side here. Not quite exact, but that'll do. Okay, so what I'm also going to do, just add a little bit. Let's see if we can try and get this crease lined up correctly. So I want to make sure that it folds evenly. Yeah, that's going to push that a little bit further that way, I think. That should be like so. What I can do, and just put one down, and then I can fold the other one over to make sure that I get it even. That's the way to do it. In the words of Punch, Mr. Punch, which probably won't mean very much to many Americans, I wouldn't have thought, seeing as Punch and Judy is a very British thing. But then again, who can say? Alright. So if I try and get that as much into that corner as possible, like that, and lay that down there. And then fold it over. Okay, so I now create a pocket, which is fine. So that's going to also then create a nice bit of thickness down there to hold in. So just to create a bit more, obviously make it into a journal, I've folded there's 10 sheets of parchment paper. So this is the off-white parchment paper, which is going to form the basis of my main journaling or notebook, if you like. So let me just slide that under there like so, and pull that to the centre like that. So that's going to be the first part of the notebook. So that should, yeah, there's plenty of room in there to play with. What I should do is maybe move that elastic. I can adjust it around so that it's not necessarily bang smack in the middle. Probably use a little bit too thick. What I also could do is staple these sheets so that they're in the middle, so that they don't move as much either while I'm trying to use the notebook. So I've also now got pockets that I can slide things in. So that's the main thing. I think I will staple that down. So let me just move that out of the way. Grab a stapler, and I did have somewhere a pricking mat that I've had to tidy up. So let's just move that into the middle there, as far as I possibly can. There it is. Excellent. Lay that down on there, and then just in that middle, I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? That's it. Let's put one all the way through there, and one all the way through there. And then if we turn that over now, we've got the staples in the middle. So all I have to do is just push them over with my nail. Not quite got the line up right there, but that's fine. And then we can recommit that. So now I've got a Tim Holtzy stapled down notebook. So if I grab a bone folder, or I did have one somewhere, there we are, I can just make sure those staples are flat, and they're not going to stick up and stab me in the finger when I'm least expecting it. There we go. So there's the little book that's now going to go inside that journal. So what I want to do, and this is where it kind of deviated away from the original plan, was I was going to add some pockets and bits, and some bits of ephemera, just to get the journal started, which is fine, because I've got some other Tim Holtzy pieces of card here that will kind of help with that. So I can add some pockets there just by putting some tape down. But while I was going through this, I thought I could do with some bits of ephemera that kind of had those blue and reds to go in. And then as I was going through my collection, I couldn't really find anything that went. You know, didn't coordinate, didn't match. And although I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy, I do want it to have some kind of overall cohesiveness. So I sat down at the computer and I thought to myself, right, okay, I'm going to have to create some which are kind of like those, got those kind of dark blues or reds or rust colours or something that has an overall theme for all the bits of ephemera that I'm going to use for this journal. I thought, well, how am I going to do that? And then looking through my bits of ephemera collection, I found some scans of some original Victorian newspapers that Ian and I bought a long time ago. So I sat for about 3 days scanning the adverts from these newspapers. I ended up doing 3 pages, and these are them. So original scans, 1 or 2 bits and pieces that I'd got originally from collecting on the internet, but a lot of these are from the newspaper, like this one here and that one there, and Wood's Baking, I think Wood's Baking Powder, maybe not, no, because that says American on it, so that one isn't. Imperial Rover Cycles, definitely British, and things like Beecham Pills and James Jacques Croquet, and Oriental Toothpaste, and Drew's Inimitable a la Grecque Corsets, Aspinall's Enamel, London. So all these are from the original newspapers. But after I'd scanned them all, they were all that kind of yellowy, aged yellowy kind of look to them, and I thought, well, they're all going to be much of a muchness. What I actually want is some ephemera that I can either print onto coloured paper so there's an overall look, or I can colour myself. There's the key. So I got rid of all of the colour, all of the background colour. I created some pieces and dropped these in, such as this circle here, these little reference labels here. On this sheet I created these number ones. I created these 2 circular, that one's like a postmark saying Clayton West, West Yorkshire. This one I created stage door. I created this registered in Great Britain one. I created and added in on this sheet to the exits, these number ones, that postmark there, obviously, because that's where we live. That one I created these number ones. I also did these. Now these are recreations. So that was the original one that I did for something a while ago. I think it was one of the Rhodes galleries. So I used that. Then I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I could do with some different ones. So I'd created that R for recorded, F for first class, and P for priority. And I just created those to match. Added in the stamp. And I think, the Ex Libris as well wasn't an Ex Libris, it was something else, and I created that Ex Libris from that original image. Also, I've put a file tab in there as well. There's also a railway ticket that I've created and just done British Railways on there from a ticket shape. So there's all kinds of different shapes, different sizes of ephemera. In total, over all 3 sheets, there's about 55 different pieces of ephemera. So like I said, because of the way they were done, you can print them onto coloured card. There you go. So this is just printed off onto some, I think this is crushed curry, Stampin' Up crushed curry. I don't know whether you can still get it or not, but I've had this in my collection for years and years and years. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just print it onto that and have a look. Now, can you see the foxing? It's not on there. So what I decided to do, as the fourth sheet, you get an entire sheet of just a fox effect. So if you want to add faux foxing onto it to make it look even older, then you can. You don't have to. I mean, if you want to look like, see what it looks like just as is, with the foxing added on, white with the foxing added on, that's what it looks like there. So that's without, that's with, that one's with, that's a bit light, but you can see the foxing in the background there, and then you can colour it using your inks or whichever way, or even your pencils if you want to colour them in yourself. But not only that, if you wanted to print onto patterned cardstock, there's nothing stopping you from doing that either. This is a sheet of like distressed damask pattern. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up. You see the damask pattern in the background? So that's just printed onto a sheet of that, just as a demonstration of how you can actually use it on patterned paper. And then if you wanted to apply the foxing over the top, all you have to do is just put it back through the printer and just print that over the top of everything. Gives you that faux foxing. I mean, you might have a stamp, one of those grunge speckled stamps, like a flicker, or you might want to do that over your papers with inks or whatever. That's entirely up to you. But if you want to, and don't like the mess, then there's always the option to print. So that Colour Me Digi Ephemera collection, including the fourth sheet of the foxing, is on the website now. So if you want it, I'll put a link in the description below this video, but there's also going to be a link on my blog post as well directly to the Digi Download collection. So that's now available to purchase if you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these sheets that doesn't have the foxing on, so that one there I think, and I'm just going to cut out, let's say, this Beecham's Pills one, because the whole process of this is going to be one of those ones where it's going to take a while, and I'm not going to do the entire of the journal, but you can see the start of the journey, and I might even incorporate some other bits and pieces into this when we're done. Now, because these are also Victorian, dating from 1886, 1888, 1889-ish, then they fall within that steampunky remit. So let's have a look. We've got salvage patina here. So let's bring some of that colour in. So this is how you can start to colour your own. And of course, if you've got a particular project in mind and you want to coordinate and match all your ephemera bits, this is like the perfect way to do it. Because like I said, there are some times I've been stuck thinking, oh, I really could do with a nice coordinating set of ephemera and never be able to find anything. But now I can completely and utterly do a set of ephemera that has whatever colour, look and feel I want it to have. So if I want to do a patina and rust set like this, and I need, 10-12 pieces, I can just sit and cut out whichever ones I want from this set. So let's just say another small piece here. And you don't even have to be very careful with your cutting out. Now, where there's a circle, I have also made them so that they will fit a standard punch. So they're usually either an inch, inch and a half, or 2 inches. That's what I've used. I haven't gone any bigger than that. So let's just bring that patina in. And then let's just grab a little bit of the rusty hinge. I mean, look. Absolutely cool. So I've now got 2 pieces of coordinating ephemera. If I want just to increase the colour, I can just go back in, blend it a bit more. There. And if I want to add an edge, I can do that. And of course, if I want to add some drips, just to give it a little bit of authenticity, I can do that. And I've just realised I've got no kitchen roll. Yes, I have. There we go. Just let it sit for a second and then lift. Ta-da! Oops. Look, your own bits of ephemera. Colour coordinate however you want. So let's just do one more. Let's see. Should we do one from a different set? Yes, let's do this one, this French one here. So I'll just cut that out. Because you've got different sizes, different pieces, different sizes within the set, different shapes, you could really, if you're doing collage clusters, you're going to be spoilt for choice. You're going to end up with that choice paralysis, aren't you? Because you're not going to know which one to choose, because they're all going to be right at your fingertips. And you're just going to be able to coordinate everything that you do. So let's just put the majority of that patina, and then we'll get a little bit of the rusty hinge, and we'll bring that in. Swirl that around, leave it darker on the edges. Let's just bring that across the middle. I like it if it kind of blends all the way through. Look at that, in next to no time we've got matching, colour coordinating bits of ephemera. Like I said, those 3 sheets, there's, I believe, from memory, was about 55 pieces. There's 2 sheets with 20 and one with 15 because I've got slightly larger pieces on. Punch wise, what did I say? 1.5 inches. Let's just see if I can get that one out. And then we can do the same thing with that circle. In fact, let's bring that right into the middle. When I bought or received my salvage patina, I think actually the wrapper on it had come off because it wasn't as juicy as I thought it should be. But being the type of person that I am, I couldn't be bothered to send it back. So, in next to no time, there you go, you see. It just requires a little bit of extra work on my part. There we go. So you see what I mean about colour coordinating bits of ephemera. So you could, if you want to, just use one colour, or you could use more than one. So let's have a quick look at my page. So what I could do is I could now maybe take that little one there and stick that down using some glitter. Ooh. I know I haven't used the blue and the red because I decided to use the salvage patina and the rusty hinge. But if I do that, look, add that there, take that circle, and then add that up there. Now take the big Beechams some glue onto the back of that, and then add that to there, and then take this one and then I can drop that over there like that. And that is just with 4 pieces. Now I've managed to get glue on the top of there, but not to worry about that. I'm going to leave it to dry, and then I could just rub it off with my fingers. So that's just with 4 pieces. So let's just say, let's just take one of those smaller number pieces there. Okay, and I'm just going to, I'll leave that one actually for the second, just move that out of the way. This time I'm just going to do rusty hinge. There we go. So I've just added the rusty hinge on. So let me just snip that off. Doesn't take long to look, sounds like Mr. Bentley and Ian are back. Okay, so we've got a little label. So let me just bring that sheet back. A little bit of glue. Now then, maybe just use, because this is just a small bit. We've got an Elmer's glue stick. I should put some glue on the back of that, and then because it's colour coordinated, we can start adding smaller pieces to the kit. Now then, let's see if we've got something else from one of the other sheets. So from this sheet, let's do another one of those 1.5" circles. Now I've done it specifically so you're left with a little bit of a border, just because, and again let's use the rusty hinge. And then let's get some glue on the back of that. And you can see I'm not even distressing the edges, because we've got that colour on it anyway. We don't really need it, do we? Yeah. So you can see we're starting to get that kind of colour coordination, and I still haven't touched the pocket. As in, I've not put anything in the pocket yet. So we'll do one more, I think. Just one more from... See, I've taken something from each of the sheets so far. Let's do that ticket. And I think for the ticket, I'm just going to do the salvage patina, and then I might just go around the edges with the rusty hinge. Did I do more than one ticket? I can't remember whether I did do more than one ticket. I think I did. No, I don't think I did. I could have sworn. I thought I had. Okay, so alright, so patina, let's do the middle. So we'll just do patina all the way down the middle, and then we'll get the rusty hinge and we'll just bring that in from the outside. Look at that already. Oh, love it. So let's get some glue on the back. And then what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to stick that down there. And then that starts then to bring it all together. So there you go. So this can be one of those projects where you can have a play and do loads and loads of stuff whenever you want to. Let's see if I've got something that I can just add in from one of my other kits. Here we go. We've got a nice journaling card from my gentleman's club, and that can just sit in there then. See? Colour coordinated even without even trying. So there we go. But that is going to be... You can start adding some bits on the front as well. So if I bring that to the middle, open that up, slide that in, and I can start to build up my journal with all those fab kind of images. Now I love the patina colour with that rusty hinge. Those are the reasons why I chose those two colours, because of the actual journal and the inside covers as well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this nice blank canvas for writing and recording stuff on, but also using that new digi-download set, the Colour Me Ephemera, because don't forget, you can use your inks, you can use your pencils. If you've got Copic markers or alcohol markers, you can use them on those as well, providing obviously you print your kits out onto compatible paper. And just have fun coordinating any kind of Victorian or vintage product, or project I should say, with any of those colours. You can now coordinate to your heart's content. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. that's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. Now, what to do next? I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.